Hey, what up? This is my WWE Wrestlemania 25 pay-per-view predictions. Pay-per-views this Sunday with a special 7 p.m. Eastern Standard start time. And I gotta say, overall, the card for this WrestleMania doesn't look excellent, but I think it's going to be a good overall WrestleMania. And even though, a lot of us are probably nitpicking at the card just a little bit, no matter what, with the name WrestleMania to it, obviously everyone's going to go out their way to order it. I'm going to order it. I'm pretty sure everyone's going to order it. This is probably one of the pay-per-views that I'm pretty sure even most of the people in the internet wrestling community that normally do not buy the pay-per-views will actually go out their way to buy it, because it's definitely some stuff with this WrestleMania that is worth checking out, especially probably the match that most people are looking forward to, which is Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels. They've been doing a good job building that up. 3-4 weeks ago, I would have said this whole Triple H versus Randy Orton match at WrestleMania, I wasn't interested at all in seeing it. Now, actually, with how good the storyline with Triple H versus Randy Orton has been, and definitely has been probably one of WWE's best storylines in a little while as far as the title picture goes, and they've just been doing a good job with it. Match wise, I don't think it's going to be anything spectacular, but I think it's still going to be a good match. And there's other stuff on here, so let me just get into my WrestleMania 25 predictions. The opening match, well, I'm not probably going in the order the way these are probably going to be shown. This is just pretty much the way that I would like to see it shown. First match will be the Money in the Bank ladder match, which will be CM Punk versus Kane versus Mark Henry versus Shelton Benjamin versus MVP versus Kofi Kingston versus Christian versus Finlay. And the winner of this obviously gets a shot for any title in WWE, whether it's the World title, ECW title, or the WWE title, and cash it and get a year-long chance to cash it in. And I gotta say, for some strange feeling I have a feeling that whoever wins this Money in the Bank, this might be the first year that the person that actually wins it doesn't cashes it in but doesn't win the title. For some reason I have that feeling that might happen this year. The person I think that has a good chance to win this, I think MVP has a good chance. CM Punk could maybe repeat and win the Money in the Bank yet again. Christian could possibly win it. The person I'm thinking is going to win it is MVP. They've been kind of starting to push him a little more. They had that whole losing streak thing with him. Now he's the United States Heavyweight Champion. I think, give him a shot at, going for the world title and let him win Money in the Bank. That would be a good way to push him to the main event. And hey, even if he's the one that, wins it and doesn't win the title when he cashes in, it'll at least be a good way to kind of start pushing him to the main event, because I think he's definitely worthy of going for the either the Raw or SmackDown title. I think he's that good. He's maybe not the greatest in-ring performer, but he's very charismatic. And CM Punk, I wouldn't mind if he won. I wouldn't mind if Christian won. I just think, Christian, if he won, I think it might be a little too early to, push him already to the main event. I think it might be a little too early if they would give him it, but it wouldn't be a complete shocker. But like I said, I'm going with MVP winning that. Then you got the tag team title unification match with Miz and Morrison versus the Colognes, Carlito and Primo. And this could be a good tag team title match. I'm glad they're finally unifying the tag team titles. I think it's been long overdue for them to do. Hopefully, with them unifying the tag team titles, hopefully this is going to re-energize the tag team division in WWE, because I always thought 2 tag team titles they never should have ever done. I think what they should, I'm wondering which way they're going to do this. I wonder if they're going to have just the tag titles on one brand and be an exclusive title for that brand, or will they just have Miz and Morrison or the Carlones, whoever wins this, just go on, every single brand and just defend the titles that way, which wouldn't be a bad thing to do. I'm going for Miz and Morrison to unify the tag team titles. I think that would be the best thing to do, and they've been doing a great job as a tag team. I see, probably 6 months within a year, obviously you're going to want to break them up and then have John Morrison go on a singles route, because I would say probably 2-3 years down the line, John Morrison is definitely going to be worthy of probably going for either the WWE title or the World Heavyweight title. I think he's that talented, and I think down the line 2-3 years he would definitely be worthy of going for either one of those titles. But like I said, see Miz and Morrison unifying the tag team titles. Hopefully it'll be a good match. I'm glad to see first time in a little while at WrestleMania actually seeing a tag team title defense, which is a good thing to see. You don't see that often at WrestleMania within the last couple years. Then up next, speaking of another thing you don't see that often at WrestleMania, and this is actually the first time this title has been defended since WrestleMania 18 in 2002, and that's the IC title match with JBL versus Rey Mysterio. Now, there have been some rumors, maybe speculating that JBL's got this some type of major announcement or something that he's going to do at WrestleMania, and it might be that he might announce his retirement. And there have been rumors that maybe WWE will have him retire at WrestleMania and have him hold on to the retire with the IC title. If they do go the route of him retiring, I don't think they go the route of him retiring with the belt. At least hopefully they won't. Hoping Rey Mysterio wins the title, but I don't see them doing it. But hopefully they don't go the route if they do the thing with JBL and he does retire. Hopefully they'll do something. If they do that and he retires with the title, hopefully that doesn't mean they'll get rid of the IC title, because I think they need to do something with that IC title to make it, mean something. I think someone like Rey Mysterio could do it. I just don't see him winning the title, especially since he, was able to beat JBL so cleanly on last night's Raw, and I don't see him beating JBL 2 times within less than 7 days. I don't see it happening. JBL will probably do some cheap tactic and hold on to the IC title. Then the next matchup will be the 25 Diva Battle Royal to crown Miss WrestleMania. Now, this is one of those matches that it's not going to be a good match or anything great. It's more going to be like a good attraction. It's going to be something that I think a lot of people are going to at least say, hey, it was at least some purpose to this match, and it's at least going to be at least watchable. Obviously, you got all the present divas that are going to be in this match, and then you're going to have some possible, surprises in here. You're probably going to have Trish Stratus in here. I would like to see Lita be in here, but I don't think she's going to be in it. At least that's what she's saying on her MySpace at this point. Maybe, someone like Ivory, Tori Wilson, I think, might be in it. Maybe Stacy Keibler. I know Sunny's going to be in it. And, there might be a couple surprises thrown in there. Maybe, Alundra Blaze, a.k.a. Medusa. That would be kind of a surprise to see that. And it'll probably be something at least cool to see. You'll see, some people you haven't seen in WWE in a little while, and it'd be good to see. And especially, you got Gail Kim just returning to WWE. Actually, I haven't watched SmackDown the last couple of weeks, so can't really say. Has Gail Kim been on TV before last night's Raw? Even though last night she wasn't actually in the match, she was just pretty much on the apron. But I think that might have been the first time that she's been on TV, and obviously WWE, if that was the first time that she has been on WWE TV since she re-debuted, they didn't even acknowledge, say, hey, she's returned, but hey, you had that, 18 or 16 women's tag match, so you couldn't really say that much since, that much about it, because she didn't even get involved in the match. I know she's going to be in a match on SmackDown this Friday, so might check SmackDown out for a little one time. That even though I don't normally watch SmackDown, I might check it out, see Gail Kim, and plus, it's right before WrestleMania, and I'll probably want to see, the last stuff they do to build up till WrestleMania, so it'll be one of those times I'll probably actually catch SmackDown. As far as who I think is going to win this Miss WrestleMania 25 Diva Battle Royal, I can see Trish winning it, maybe Beth Phoenix. I'm going with Trish Stratus winning it if she's in it. If Trish ain't in it, which I'm pretty sure she is, Beth Phoenix will win. And then up next you got the Chris Jericho versus the Legends, which this was an excellent storyline with Chris Jericho against the Legends, and I think it's pretty much fell flat, especially with this match for WrestleMania. I mean, a lot of people are speculating maybe Chris Jericho will take on Austin or take on Hogan or take on some, big legend in a one-on-one match at WrestleMania to, really, end this feud with the Legends in a very good way. Now I think it's pretty much fell flat. The whole Jerry Lawler match they did last night on Raw wasn't anything good at all. And ever since they announced this, the storylines pretty much fell flat in my opinion. And Chris Jericho is going to be taking on the Legends, which is going to be Piper, Snuka, and Ricky Steamboat, which would be interesting to see Steamboat in the ring since he hasn't really wrestled a match in probably, almost 15 years now, unless you count the little thing he did in Ring of Honor with CM Punk. He hasn't really stepped into a wrestling ring to do much, so it'd be interesting to see that. Now, the one thing WWE did a bad job with was kind of explaining how the rules for this match are going. Like, is it 3-on-1 handicap, or because they did it in a way saying, the Legends only have to pin Chris Jericho once to win the match, obviously, but they didn't really, is it a gauntlet style match or a handicap match? Because they said, Jericho has to pin all the 3 Legends. So that way it almost sounds like it's going to be a gauntlet style match, which if it's that way, and even if it's a handicap match, I can see Chris Jericho going over. Then after the match, Jericho be gloating that he got over, won the match, beat the Legends. Then Ric Flair will come in there, and Ric Flair and Jericho will brawl. Then you'll probably see out of nowhere Mickey Rourke come in there, and since Mickey Rourke has like a little background in boxing, he'll probably, do a little knockout punch to Chris Jericho, and I think that's the way they'll go. Or maybe even have Stone Cold Steve Austin come out here, make an appearance, and just stun Chris Jericho, which that'll be good to see. But I see them kind of go on the route of having Mickey Rourke do something in here, since they still are obviously mentioning Mickey Rourke, and he's going to be at WrestleMania in the crowd, and Ric Flair's going to be in the corner of the Legends. So I see Chris Jericho going over, but after the match, you'll see, Ric Flair, Mickey Rourke, or maybe even Stone Cold Steve Austin, beat up Chris Jericho, and that's the way that segment will end with that match. But then the next matchup will be the brother versus brother Extreme Rules match with Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy. And if this was just a regular match, I wouldn't be that excited about it, but especially with it being Extreme Rules, I think these two are going to put on something very spectacular, especially how great Jeff Hardy is as far as doing a lot of death-defying stuff, and he'll probably do a lot of crazy stuff in this match. Expect like tables, chairs, and ladders getting involved in this match, and should be very good. I'm hoping Matt Hardy goes over, but I don't see it happening. I see Jeff Hardy winning this match. If Matt Hardy wins, they'll do it a way where Jeff Hardy will go for some insane spot. Matt Hardy will move out the way and then just roll over and pin Jeff Hardy. They'll do something like that if Matt Hardy would win, but I see Jeff Hardy winning, even though I want Matt Hardy to win. Then the next match will be the first title match, which will be Edge versus Big Show versus John Cena. And this match, I'm not really looking forward to. I wish they would have kept this just to a one-on-one match with John Cena versus Edge. I think that would be a very good match. Them two have great chemistry with each other. They kind of, messed it up throwing Big Show in here. And this whole love triangle with Vicky Guerrero, the Big Show, and Edge is just an idiotic storyline. I don't think it's even funny at all. It's nothing good at all. It's just wasteful stuff to do. And I think, this match just seems pretty much thrown together, which, with someone like John Cena at WrestleMania, you wouldn't think WWE would want you, just throw together a match. But they kind of did that last year to some extent with the triple threat with Cena, Triple H, and Orton. But I thought that, had a little better build than this, obviously. And I see Edge retain the title. Big Show's probably in there just to take the job. Even though I would like to see John Cena win the title, because they either need to go one route. They either need to have Edge, retain the title and have him keep the title for, at least 3-4 more months, or have John Cena win it and then have him have a long title reign, because they really need to do something with both titles, not just the, world title, but the WWE title as well. They need to make both titles seem prestigious, and hopefully they'll do that, because that's the reason why I'm hoping Edge somewhat retains, but I wouldn't mind seeing Cena win. Probably one of the very few that wouldn't mind seeing him win, but I see Edge retain the title some way or another. Vicky Guerrero obviously will play some role in this match. Then the next matchup is obviously the match that I think everyone's looking forward to this pay-per-view, and the one match I think everyone's expecting the most out of, which is the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match, and it's, Shriek versus Mr. WrestleMania. I think this is just going to be an excellent match. I highly doubt it's going to disappoint. These two always in the past have worked good with each other, and this is like the first one-on-one match in, almost, since Royal Rumble 98. That was probably their last one-on-one occasion. They've done stuff within the Royal Rumble, and that stuff's been very good, and expecting a lot out of this match. I expect this to be an excellent match. Should be match of the night, even though, the Money in the Bank could be surprisingly good. I'm expecting something good out of that. Jeff and Matt Hardy could, surprise some people. I don't think it's going to be the match of the night, but definitely could be very good. But like I said, the match I'm looking forward to the most, I'm pretty sure everyone's looking forward to the most, especially people in Texas, is the Shawn Michaels versus Undertaker match. And I see Undertaker keeping the streak intact. I don't see Shawn Michaels winning it, even though there's a small chance that Shawn Michaels could potentially win. But I'm going to stay with Undertaker, keeping the streak alive, even though I wouldn't be pissed off if Shawn Michaels won, but I think it'll be almost pointless to end the streak at this point, since it's, it'll be 17-0 if Undertaker wins this time, and just let the streak keep on going, or if you want to end it with someone like a young star that really could skyrocket that person's career. I think that's the only time I like to see the streak end, and I don't even know in that case I would want to see it end. Then in the main event, you got Randy Orton versus Triple H for the WWE title. And this is going to be a very good match. It's been a very good build-up to it. I've been loving the storyline with Randy Orton and Triple H. Finally within the storyline, they've been acknowledging, Triple H is married to Stephanie and the stuff that Orton's been doing with the McMahons. Especially last night, I would say it didn't have the greatest ending for a Raw to WrestleMania, but it was a pretty decent ending, with the legacy, out there, and then pretty much getting beat up by the returning Vince McMahon, Shane McMahon, and Triple H coming out there and beating them up. And in that sense, you're like, okay, Orton's pretty much got it all against the walls, and he's not going to win this match at all. But I see some way or another he is going to win the title and defeat Triple H, because that'll be the perfect way. If Triple H wins this, the storyline's pretty much dead, and it's not going to continue. At least for the most part, I don't think it would, unless something, after the match would happen. And especially it being the main event, I don't think you're going to have something like that happen out after the match. But I see Orton winning the match here. It should be very good. And as far as the whole overall WrestleMania, definitely looking forward to it. Probably 3 or 4 matches that could be very good. I'm looking forward to Triple H and Orton. Match I'm looking forward to the most, like I said a little bit ago, is the Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels match. The triple threat might be decent, but I'm not expecting anything out of it. Hopefully it'll at least be watchable. Divas Battle Royal will be pretty interesting to see, with some returning divas that haven't been on WWE TV in years. That'll be good to see. And I like to see, Gail Kim versus, Beth Phoenix a little bit in there, or Gail Kim and Trish Stratus. That'll be good. Money in the Bank could be very good. And Matt Hardy versus Jeff Hardy, with it being Extreme Rules, that could be an excellent match. So overall, I'm very much looking forward to this WrestleMania.